Hey guys, welcome to another video. I really appreciate you joining today. Today I'm going to do my review on the Ultraspire 400Z waist light. The waist light category is fairly new. I think they started making waist lights, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. Ultraspire was kind of the pioneer in this. I recently listened to a podcast where they interviewed Bryce Thatcher, who is the owner of Ultraspire, and he talked about how he came up with the idea and why. First of all, a little bit of history about Bryce. He was enjoyed running, trail running, and was a big, got to where he enjoyed sewing. So back in 1981, I believe he said, he was in college and he wanted to start a business. He went and bought a commercial sewing machine and he started sewing running packs, and he started selling them quickly. He named that company Ultimate Direction. So he was the founder of Ultimate Direction, the big company that we have now. He innovated, came up with all the designs for Ultimate Direction for a lot of years, and ended up selling the company in 2002, and then he worked there for 3 more years. After that 3-year period, he went to work for Nathan and did a lot of designing of products for them for about 5 years. And then he decided he wanted to get back and own his own company, so he started Ultraspire. Bryce is known for some of the innovations that have happened with the running pack design over the years. He was actually one of the first ones to do a waist running pack at all. He was the first one, I believe, that came up with the idea of putting bottles into pockets on the front of a running vest. That was more, he's just seeing what runners say are problems, and as the distances between aid stations got less in a lot of ultra races, people no longer needed a bladder all the time, so he came up with the idea of bottles in the front, so it's an easy thing to pull out and refill. Well, he also, from my understanding, really came up with the idea of a waist light. When he was working for Nathan, he was doing a lot of their product videos and a lot of their photography, and he really learned a lot about photographic concepts, and was worried about the way that you don't see, if you face down on something with a bright light, you actually lose all the shadows. And he discovered while trail running that you lose the shadows when you use a headlight all the time, because you have this powerful light that's coming down and you're not really getting the shadows of where the rocks are. So he came up with the idea that we should have a light around the waist. So hence he kind of started the segment of waist lights. I'm not sure he was the only one that did it at that time, and he's definitely not the only one that produces waist lights now. Well, I think this product has been out, the 400Z, for probably 4 or 5 years. It's a 400 lumen waist light. Some of the benefits are you can put it around your waist. It's very comfortable fitting belt. They also sell their Ultraspire Lumen in 600 and 800 lumen lights. If you're running a lot of technical trails, most people that I know end up going with the 600 or 800 lumen light. I really don't run much technical trail anymore, so I decided to save a little money and went with the 400. And I used this at Jackalope Jam and found it worked really well. And in fact, just to make the battery even last longer, I think it's rated to go 8 or 9 hours, because it has a pretty good size battery. It uses a 18650 battery. It's rechargeable. Anyway, it goes in there and it'll last quite a while. It's rechargeable, but if you want it to last even longer, I put mine on like the half setting, the 200 lumen, and that was plenty for the really easy trail I was on. And it was really nice because where there were rocks or roots, you could definitely see them better. You had better depth perception. It also was nice as I went into the aid station all the time. I wasn't always worried about turning off my light or blinding people. So it actually worked really well. The belt sits here on your waist. They've got a nice wide belt in the support in the back, so it doesn't really bounce, but you can tilt it up or down however much you want. I found it really nice for the race. The disadvantages you have with a waist light is you turn your head to look at something and you can't really see it. You have to turn your whole body. And the other thing I found is I would go into the porta potty and it was fairly cold out, so I had heavy clothes on, and I would sit down and my clothes would flop over the light and I would be in total darkness. So I had to be cognizant of keeping it to where you could still see the light. But those were really the only negatives I had. I actually think that probably the best way to use a waist light is to use this on it adjusts from a wide to a narrow angle. But I think keep it on a wide angle, so then everything close to you, you've got the depth perception, you can see the rocks and roots. And then you might still want to wear a headlight and point it out further. That way you can turn and look at things sharply that are out in the distance. And you also have a way to look at things and see them specifically, but you have the depth perception by having the waist light. I think they work really good in tandem, especially on the trails. Like I said, I went with the 400Z just because of less technical trails that I now run on. The 800Z, I think, sells, the 800 Lumen 800, I think, sells for $170 now. The 600 Lumen 600, I believe, is $160. The Lumen 400Z was $120, and you can often find it on discount. Like today, I see a big sale on them on Amazon. We also sell them at Trailhead Running Supply, and I believe we've had them on sale there too. So you can get it for less than $120 often. The little rechargeable batteries, like I said, last quite a while, even at full power. And you can't put regular batteries in it, but what I did is you can find another one of those 18650 batteries that go in it. You can buy it for $10, $12. And so I just charge up a second one, so if I ever have a problem with the battery or the battery goes down, I can quickly unscrew it, pop a new one in, and I'm good for the rest of the night. Anyway, I have really enjoyed my Ultraspire Lumen 400Z so far, and just thought I would share the information. If you like the video, please consider hitting the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in more of my content, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day and keep moving.